Here's your news for June 11th, 2020. And your headlines for today include: spoiler on another controversial Jeff Hardy segment for Smackdown this week. Randy Orton openly says that he wants to wrestle Tommaso Ciampa. Shayna Bazler's Inhuman comments about Becky Lynch. Former three-time WWE champion involved in a heated backstage altercation. WWE issues takedown notice to indie company for posting their own footage. Drake Maverick found interesting use for WWE release papers, and more. We're starting today with news from Smackdown, as another controversial Jeff Hardy segment is in the works. According to Gary Cassidy of Sportskeeda, fans can look forward to seeing a segment hosted by Renee Young where Jeff will be confronted by Sheamus, security, and a man in a lab coat. Referring to Hardy as a junkie, Sheamus demands Jeff take a drug test ahead of their Backlash match, a test the Irish superstar claims Hardy will fail, whilst Jeff will admit that he does have a problem. Eventually, the segment will end with Jeff throwing his urine sample all over his Backlash opponent, and fans can get ready to see all this go down on the next episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Speaking of controversy, Randy Orton and Tommaso Ciampa recently made some headlines by throwing some barbs on Twitter, though given the report saying Vince McMahon was irritated by this, a match isn't likely. While speaking during a teleconference, the Viper said he'll wrestle Ciampa if Vince wants him to, and also claimed that he could help the talented former NXT champion get a little more out of his career. He added, "I know he's been plagued with injuries, but I also know he loves and respects the business. The NXT guys worry me because I see them doing such highly physical things during their matches. Those things are dangerous and they wear and tear on your career." The 13-time WWE World Champion has been fortunate to have a lengthy career with minimal injuries, something he could hopefully teach to Ciampa, who has been plagued with one injury after another for years. Whilst Orton did praise Ciampa, he also discussed ways that the former NXT champion could improve, as he said he could help the Gold Brand superstar with storytelling, saying, "When you see so much of that back-to-back, you don't get to invest in these matches because they're just doing one thing after another. Although it's highly physically impressive and I wouldn't be able to do that style, they're going to have very short careers. I worry about Ciampa in particular because with all these big injuries he's had, he needs to learn how to tell stories and slow it down, and not think that the fans want to see him kill himself. You're only as good as the last match you ever had." It'd be interesting to see which man has more 4- or 5-star matches in WWE, as whilst ratings aren't everything, they are a good indication of fan opinion. Ultimately, it's up to Vince McMahon to decide whether this match happens, though it seems Orton is ready to teach a thing or two to the Blackheart of NXT. We've got news from Monday Night Raw next, as former Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch continues to focus on her pregnancy, much to the chagrin of Shayna Bazler. While on the bump, the Queen of Spades backed up her previous comments about the man and Seth Rollins' upcoming bundle of joy, and said that the man's pregnancy is garbage, and claimed that Lynch had shirked the responsibilities of being the champion of the division. She added, "Take care of your responsibilities first. Don't leave the division in an uproar and hand your title away to whoever you feel. It's ridiculous, but everyone's like, 'It's so wonderful, la 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 la.' But if that was your daughter, you'd smack her upside the head like you need to be smarter. It's such a double standard." Given that Lynch and Rollins' baby is due in December, fans won't be seeing the man in the ring for quite a while, but we're confident that comments like these from Bazler will certainly encourage the former Raw Women's Champion to dish out some payback when she's ready. We're looking at last week's NXT TakeOver In Your House event, and while there was plenty of action on screen, things were reportedly just as heated backstage. According to Fightful, Shawn Michaels was involved in a heated debate with another producer backstage before TakeOver aired, regarding the current situation engulfing the United States. The reports noted that the unnamed producer claimed everyone in the US is treated the same, whilst Michaels responded with an explanation of the system inequality in the country, and though it is said he was professional, the Heartbreak Kid was angry. As most superstars didn't find out until Monday, it seems that the confrontation didn't take place in front of a large group, which is probably for the best for everyone involved. The unnamed producer and the showstopper were able to work together for the rest of the show after the argument, but it goes to show that everyone seems to have an opinion on the current situation in the United States. Now, we all know that many main stars in wrestling got their starts on the indie scene, but when one promotion tried to promote a match that took place with one of WWE's current stars, the sports entertainment juggernaut was not having it. When Bar Wrestling posted a match between Jake Atlas and Brian Cage, the WWE quickly had the match taken down and an email sent to the indie company, despite Bar owning the footage and using a photo they commissioned. Explaining the situation in a tweet, Bar Wrestling gave a YouTube link for fans who wanted to watch the match, whilst Cage also sent a tweet of support for his former stomping ground. This probably won't be the last time WWE does something like this, though it is interesting that they were able to file a takedown for a match, footage, and image they never owned in the first place. It's obvious at this point that these takedowns are automated and involve little to no actual human judgment from WWE's part, but the information doesn't help out Bar Wrestling, who are unable to use the footage that they own the rights to. We've got news from All Elite Wrestling, and another match has been added to the upcoming Fyter Fest that will be free on TNT on July 1st and July 8th. On the latest episode of Dynamite, Cody Rhodes defended his TNT title against Mark Quinn, but was attacked post-match by the Inner Circle's Jake Hager. Being saved from a further beatdown thanks to Arn Anderson, Cody offered Hager a title match at Fyter Fest, though that won't be his only title match planned, as Rhodes has continued to say he'll defend the title each and every week as long as he's champion. Fyter Fest will see every championship in AEW be defended, and with Jon Moxley defending against Brian Cage and Kenny Omega and Adam Page scheduled to defend their gold against the Best Friends, the two-night event is certainly shaping up to be another huge show for the company. Whilst fans can look forward to Fyter Fest, they won't have to wait until July to see the titles defended, as two huge title matches have been confirmed for next week's Dynamite. Next week, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall will challenge AEW World Tag Team Champions Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, and the promotion teased that QT may have some issues paying attention due to the presence of Ali. A TNT title match will also take place, though we're not certain who Cody's opponent will be after he defeated Mark Quinn on this week's show. In non-title action, Les Sex Gods will face Best Friends next week, and if Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara win, they'll take the Best Friends spot as the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. Superbad Death Squad will also take on the Young Bucks, while MJF will face Billy Gunn as well in a match where both Wardlow and Billy's son Austin Gunn will be ringside. With so much announced in advance, next week's Dynamite is a truly loaded show, as the company continues to barrel down on the road to AEW Fyter Fest. We've got more AEW news next, as since WWE kept the Shatter Machine name when the Revival left to become FTR, the popular tag team have needed a new finisher. Defeating the Butcher and the Blade on this week's Dynamite, the duo used a move called the Goodnight Express to pick up the win, and whilst fans may recognize it as the Shatter Machine from their WWE days, this isn't their finisher anymore. It now looks like FTR's AEW finisher is a double spike pile driver called the Mindbaker, and while it's possible that FTR or AEW could mix things around, this is how things went during Wheeler and Harwood's impressive in-ring debut. Back to WWE now, and ahead of her Raw Women's Championship match at Backlash against Asuka, Nia Jax spoke to The Bump about her career. Addressing her multiple losses to the Empress in the past, the Irresistible Force said that she's not her past and won't fail this time, before saying that she doesn't give a flying you-know-what people think about her. She said, "This time I don't give a flying you-know-what anybody thinks. Last time I cared too much. This time I do not care. If I have that title, I earned it, I deserved it, and I'm gonna carry it with pride. That's that." Nia's history of injuring others didn't go away when she recently returned from an injury herself that kept her on the shelf for a year, and things have gotten even more heated given her recent botched spots with Kairi Sane, which fans have blamed her for, even though those in the company have said at least one of those spots was Sane's fault. We'll have to see what the company has planned for Backlash, but Raw Women's Champion Asuka will have to be on her toes so that she doesn't end up like her fellow Kabuki Warrior. We are looking at NXT next, as last week's show saw Drake Maverick be offered a new contract with WWE after being released from the company in April. Now that the former 24/7 champion is back with the company, Maverick revealed what he's done with his release papers on the bump, saying they're now proudly hanging on his wall. With a sign above them saying, "Dreams don't work unless you do," Maverick also showed off a photo of his proud memento for his passion for the business and the fan support that got him rehired. NXT trainer Shawn Michaels said he aims for Maverick to be with the Gold brand for a while, and with reports that Vince McMahon himself made the call to rehire him, things are certainly looking up for the rehired WWE superstar. Whilst last week's show was a career-defining moment for Maverick, this week wasn't as good, as he had an interaction with the interim cruiserweight champion El Hijo del Fantasma. Celebrating yet another victory, Fantasma was joined in the ring by Maverick, who challenged him for a title match before they were interrupted by the masked individuals who have plagued NXT recently. Just when it looked like a 2-on-2 affair, Fantasma turned on the British star and led a 3-on-1 beatdown, culminating in the duo unmasking as Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde, and Fantasma taking off his own mask to reveal a new identity as Santos Escobar. Claiming that he's untouchable, Escobar's pals Mendoza and Wilde would finish Maverick off with 2 vicious frog splashes, as it seems the newly rehired superstar has quickly made some enemies. We've got some sad news to report now, as legendary competitor John Walker has died, age 85. Best known as Mr. Wrestling 2, Walker worked with both Georgia and Florida Championship Wrestling, holding the Georgia Championship Wrestling World title on 10 occasions, and also toured the NWA territories from the 1950s to the early 80s. Joining Vince McMahon's expanding World Wrestling Federation in 1984, Walker was used primarily as enhancement talent before he left 2 years later. A true legend of the ring, Walker was the favorite wrestler of former U.S. President Jimmy Carter, though declined Carter's 1977 inauguration as he refused to appear without his iconic mask. A legend in the wrestling world, the official NWA Twitter issued their own statement on Walker's death, and we here at Slatrock would like to send our condolences to his friends, family at this unfortunate time. And we're signing off today looking ahead to Backlash, as the match between Edge and Randy Orton has already been filmed. During the latest Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez recalled some details about the match since it's already been recorded, saying, "I believe they went 30 to 35 minutes, so if you were expecting an 18-minute match after they went 45 minutes at WrestleMania, think again." This follows on from previous reports from Dave Meltzer that the match includes plenty of selling, and that the 2 former world champions will certainly have plenty of time to sell if the match is indeed over a half an hour long. After their unconventional last man standing match at WrestleMania went over 36 minutes, the pair wanted to have a match without any stipulation, and whilst the pair are aiming to have the greatest wrestling match, both men, as well as the fans, could be in for a long night.